let's get started. Again.
This is cool.
I'm gonna come.
Oh shit. I'm Cassie. This is
Schwan. Yeah.
and this
Have I
is
been
Big,
saying it wrong the whole
And
time?
I have a thing for Hollow from Spice and Wolf.
and this is Big Toe.
There you go.
Me.
I'm
What do
Big
you have a
Tony.
thing for?
I'm
Big
Big
toes?
Tony.
Okay.
Yeah, the big toe.
You like feet?
Toes.
That's cool. Yeah. So wow. So we hit podcast episode 7.
Oh God,
literally
we didn't
minutes
even
ago.
mention that 7.
And so we have
God.
finished episode 7, and just as we had suspected, it's going well, and we're already on episode 8.
And we're
We've hit
all,
our
not to
stride.
mention we are all wearing the same clothes
Yeah.
Well,
from
yeah,
last
Because we
episode.
finished the episode moments earlier.
Yes. We realized we went on a
A little bit of a tangent.
Yeah, we totally brought that up in the beginning of the last one, and then went on like a 70-minute tangent.
It
of
was good,
Other
though.
things. It was fun.
We
It was
literally made a podcast out of thin air. None of that was planned except for the one video, I think.
Yeah,
That was it.
yeah.
I mean, we covered AI girlfriends. We covered,
fun. That was great. That was fun.
yeah, it's good.
It
we
just,
don't have to
probably
unpack
could
it
have
too much.
It probably we'll just go back to do the same thing again. And now we're at number 9.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk
Right.
about Roswell.
Yeah.
Yes, we brought up Roswell the beginning of last time. Didn't make it. Didn't
So,
get there. But
yeah.
now we're there.
Episode 8, episode War Turtle. If
War
anyone's
Tur-
keeping
War
score.
Turtle?
Number 8.
Number 8?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
nice,
okay, there we
nice.
go.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Let's correlate the
I have,
episodes
like-
to the Pokemon.
I don't have autism, but I have autism for Pokemon.
That's
There we
true. You
go.
probably have
Very
autism.
nice.
Probably got some tism.
I might have some in there. Wasn't the creator of Pokemon, he was on the spectrum or something?
I don't know that.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I think he might have been.
When I was younger, I
Yeah.
thought it was created by a little girl. But
really?
I don't think that's
Yeah.
true.
No, it's definitely not. No, it's a Japanese man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As all great things are.
I know this is already
Japanese
again.
man.
We're off topic, but
We didn't
Of
even get
Pokemon.
You should open your little candy to start the episode
Okay.
off.
I know. I can't eat chocolate right now.
Well, you don't have to eat it. You can just open it up.
I'll have a little
Okay.
sample.
I'll open it.
Hey, that one's mine. You can't have that
Anthony,
one.
I want you to
That one's
pronounce his
mine.
name.
Sean, give me that.
Or Sean,
Give me that.
Jonathan.
That's mine. You can't have mine.
What?
He got you the green one.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can have mine.
Can you pronounce his name?
Satoshi Tajiri. Satoshi
I
Yeah,
bet it's
very good.
like Tajiri or something like that.
Tajiri.
Tajiri.
Ooh,
Something like that, but yeah,
eggy,
close.
Nicey.
She's smashing it.
Yeah, smash that.
That's cool.
egg.
Yeah, so this guy created it.
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh,
Oh, he's a wee baby.
I want to try the
I'm
chocolate.
gonna ask chat. Does Satoshi Tajiri
Oh,
Have-
what a cutie.
That's not a dinosaur.
Fuck no, it's not a dinosaur.
It's a dinosaurs.
Okay,
Well-
Satoshi Tajiri, sorry
yours?
again, that's terrible pronunciation. The creator of the Pokemon series has been speculated by some to be on the autism
Oh.
spectrum due to his unique way of thinking. His intense focus on interests such as collecting insects,
I
blah,
got a
blah, blah,
seal.
non-traditional path through life. Good for him. However, there is no official confirmation. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I did just kind of hear it second-handedly.
China.
No, Japan, not China. God, Trump. Jesus. He just rounds up. Everything is,
China.
if it's like, across the Atlantic, it's China.
Yeah, everything.
And
if
then they
it's
got-
not right
He's
here,
like,
it's
what is it,
China.
Europe?
They got-
Was that Chinese thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
They got fun facts about the little animal that comes inside the chocolate.
Okay.
The harp seal, a baby seal, is called a pup.
Ah, yes.
Harp seal pups are born on floating ice in the northernmost Atlantic Ocean and Arctic Ocean. Pups are born with snowy white fur, which helps to hide them in the ice and snow.
So cute.
People beat them with clubs, too.
It says least concerned. It says least. I don't know what this little face means. It says least concerned.
Oh, that's about the endangered. The level endangered. Mine's
so we're
endangered.
not concerned about harp seals?
No, so they can just keep beating those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some things are worse off than others.
Max always loved a good seal clubbing.
Yeah. Sure he did.
This brings me to something that Joe Rogan always covers, but how much of the ocean have we fished? This is like the biggest problem that we have. Estimated that over 55% of the ocean is subject to industrial fishing activity. Yeah, it's like a lot. This isn't actually the kicker. It's like how much of the marine animals have we fished for? It's like 80% is like what I think the figure I'm
You're
looking
just
for.
gonna prompt it until it tells you the answer that you want. 80 to 90 million metric tons of fish and marine organisms are caught.
It's a lot. Like
Organisms.
basically before I think
Organisms.
the figure is it's something like before humanity, had commercial fishing. We compare that percentage. It's like we fished like 80% of marine life.
Yeah.
Based off of the things that we target, of course, but yeah.
Lame.
We really go after it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much consumption.
I
Consumption?
don't really like fish that much.
But these are okay.
I'll have
Yeah,
salmon.
look at this little guy. Look at that little guy.
He's so cute.
What'd you
Did
get?
a little thing?
What'd you get?
Yeah,
Let's see what I got.
In your egg. I got a lynx. It's endangered.
Oh, I love lynxes.
Yes.
You had a
It's
lynx that stalked you that one time, right?
cute. Yes, that was really cool.
And Ian
actually.
has like his amazing powers.
Oh, what?
When you told me
his
you were
animal
hiking-
handling.
You were hiking in Grants Pass,
Yes,
right?
with our mother.
And like he knew the whole time.
Okay,
He's like-
so he actually
smelled it or
saw it.
something.
I did. I didn't
Yeah.
know what was happening.
Yeah.
So
but he knew.
I was doing the hike and it was weird. I think I told you where your brain goes into this survival mode. It's only happened like a couple times, but I remember distinctly this time we're hiking at dusk in the Pacific Northwest, which is like dangerous, the most dangerous time to hike. We're on this trail and I'm starting to I visualize seeing like a big cat up on a hill above us, and I'm like thinking that I'm just paranoid, but I feel like I see it in my head.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like this out of body experience. And
Really out of body.
well, yeah, it's like everything felt fuzzy, and I wasn't drinking or anything. We were just hiking, but I felt like my body was
Drunk
more
hiking.
alert. It was weird.
Not lightheaded or anything from the hike.
No,
No.
that was towards the beginning. That was when the sun was going down, and we were actually hiking in the dark also. And at
Oh.
one
Super
point,
safe.
Ian didn't tell me till afterward, and
Right.
so we come back. We hear a bunch of birds making really weird noises. We're with my mom's sister, who's my aunt, and mom, and they're commenting about these birds making this really unusual call, which is weird. And find out later that's just them an alerting sound, because it's weird for just birds to be like doing that.
Yeah.
As we're walking back, a bunny or a rabbit comes running across my path. We're in the dark with a little flashlight. I see that. I look at the rabbit. Apparently the lynx went right in front of me too. Ian saw that.
They moved quick.
Yes. And he told me about it later, and then I was like, I had that visualization at the beginning of the hike. So it was like, you got to trust your instincts. I didn't know what it was. It just felt like it was a weird, I don't know. Sometimes you've had that too. In certain parts of the woods,
Channeling.
if you get deep enough in the woods, you start to get, you have to differentiate the normal paranoia feeling. Because if you're a worrier like I am, I'm like, oh my God, there's a cougar stalking me. There's a bear. There's a serial killer. All those fun things.
Yep.
But there's a difference, because all of a sudden your brain will make you focus and you won't realize it till afterwards. I'd equate it to the same feeling I had when I felt like I was connected to Grandpa when he was dying, where you kind of, you're in your head. You're not really aware of your body as much. You're just kind of more focused. It's hard to describe.
Yeah.
Kind of like
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
though.
you know,
we've covered this.
Yeah, you hear it in your head. It's kind of that fuzzier focus.
Yep.
Kind of the whooshing kind of.
You're like you're connecting with like whatever. There's definitely like layers, fabrics to our existence.
It's the different. Yeah, I feel like it's the more instinctual level.
You tune
of
into
being
it.
Human, instead of. Because you're not thinking about it. It's a natural, like your body's forcing you to focus.
Yeah.
Because we have those alert systems.
Oh, yeah.
When we're in danger. Like, has that happened to you?
Oh, yeah. Every
like
time
that?
I have to go to the bathroom, like, I just know I have to go. It's the same thing, right?
I meant like in the woods. Anything scary.
Oh,
Or like,
I've gone in the woods, too.
well, I know that. But like, wow. You've been to the woods?
Good job, Anthony.
No, but have you ever, that feeling like you know you're being watched? And then you see like some creepy person.
I've had that feeling before.
I think I just
it's just dicking around with me right now.
I get too paranoid, and I mean,
I want to see what's in Sean's egg.
Yeah, right. I'm really happy with what I got. I took a peek. Where did I
Sean's the only one that got the dinosaur.
It's right there.
Oh, okay, I put it next to me. No, I didn't get a dinosaur, but it's cute. Got a little.
Oh, that is cute.
Is it a hedgehog?
Hedgehog, dude. Yeah.
I learned that hedgehogs are like horrible little creatures.
Hedgehog, hold it up to the camera. They probably won't be able to see it.
I watched a like scientifically accurate Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was talking about like all the stuff that hedgehogs do. They like eat their own shit and then cover themselves in it.
Nice.
Like just a bunch of
not so cute after all.
No. They're horrifying little things.
Yeah,
kids do that too.
Yeah, they poop as they run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all animals are just kind of like dirty.
Running and
just
pooping.
doing their
We're
thing.
all gross.
Yeah. And they're all in that state that you described too, I think. I think they're all, like most of them, maybe dolphins are a little different, and like super intelligent whales and elephants, like they're on a different tier. I guess chimps as well would kind of go, like they're a little more aware.
Like the seventh sense. It's like a seventh sense.
Yeah.
Because it's beyond the sixth.
Right.
Oh,
Everything else is like super tuned into it, like a deer in the woods.
Well, yeah.
They probably feel like exactly how you felt that day with the lynx.
Yeah.
It's like they kind of know. But I also don't think they can visualize something that could manifest, like how you saw the thing.
I thought, see, I was scared to look up because I remember looking where my feet are going, because I always look at the ground usually because I trip a lot if I don't.
Yeah.
I was scared to look up, and there's a ridge, and that's what I was visualizing and seeing the shadow, and the sun is setting. But I was so focused, I wanted to keep looking at the trail, but I was scared, and I was visualizing that in my head. It was super weird.
Yeah.
You know who else is really scared?
What?
All the people in Roswell, New Mexico.
I know. Yeah, it's actually impressive. You're the one that's kind of like trying to corral us in.
It's only because I know that in about 20 minutes, Cassie be like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah, we should do it. So,
fuck, I forgot everything.
That's okay. Let's pull up the old documents.
We can pull up the document. I got some Roswell shit.
Okay, so I have your doc. Do you want me to just pull it up here?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a little distracting.
I've got some links too.
Get there, but
Okay.
All right. We'll start it off. Well, like what kind of started the flying saucer phenomena? I guess was what we could call it.
Right.
So
yeah.
Prior to Roswell, there were definitely sightings of UFO-like objects. But the term like flying saucer hadn't really come into popularity.
Mm-hmm.
The first time that happened was like mid-June, so June 24th, 1947, just prior to the events of Roswell.
I have like all the sightings on a list right here.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the
pilot in Washington.
Kenneth Arnold, I think.
Yes. So Kenneth Arnold, he was searching for a crashed military plane.
Yeah, this one's Mount Rainier too, so it's very close.
Yes,
this is a cool case. Yeah,
and he sees 9 disc like crescent type objects.
Yeah, I love this one.
And he described the movement as like they were skipping rocks.
Yeah, I did hear
and
that.
I thought that yeah, so
like
that's
they're
how I
writing
imagine
some sort of a draft.
Yes,
yeah.
and traveling really fast, and I didn't
and erratic too.
I didn't convert the 1900
Oh, I like this
kilometers
map.
an hour, but that was faster than anything at that time they thought could go. Anything could go at that time, the 1900 miles per hour.
Okay, so here's Mount Rainier.
Yeah.
And
Thanks
I
for the
think-
maps. I know I didn't get those
Yeah,
up. So yeah.
he started flying by, and basically these nine discs were
they're
bouncing around. That's
really
kinda,
fast.
That's not something you can really attribute to a weather balloon, which is a
No.
recurring theme.
Yes.
I mean, what the hell else could it be? This is 1947. So we dropped Hiroshima in. Before that,
Well, I got there's yes, I am getting to
1945. So we did have nuclear missiles.
the nuclear, and then the first atom bomb is I have that date pretty soon too. Once we get
Yeah.
to where
That's
we're getting,
good.
but
We're definitely on the same wavelength.
Yeah. So he sees that the media. That's like the first story the media picks up on, and they call it flying saucers. So
Right.
that's where the
They
flying
coined it.
saucer. Yes,
You're right.
The
Yeah.
term flying saucer comes in the media at the time, and then now we have the actual Roswell case, the Roswell incident, I guess they would call it.
Do we want to address a couple other sightings until then?
If you want to address things that happened prior to that, sure.
Okay.
Like
And also the Fat Man and Little Boy, the Nagasaki, Hiroshima. Do you want to address that too, or we'll come back around to it?
You can do that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What I did, I just brought up the Manhattan Project later.
I just love to speculate on it.
They're all
Like,
tied
about-
together.
It's a line that a
Nuclear-
lot of people like to theorize around.
So this also comes up later, but I guess we can address in the 1960s there was an event, I can't remember which base it was at,
We
where
got it here.
this
is a really good
where
list.
certain there was witnesses of disc type things shutting off the nuclear reactors. Is that what happened in the 60s?
Yeah,
happened
that
in
was
a
in
couple-
Russia, right?
No, it happened here, I thought.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's I think that's the Malmstrom
the
case.
nuke interference in the 60s.
Is that Malmstrom?
So I can't remember.
The one with Oppenheimer, I think. Well, now that'll be a redaction if I get that wrong.
No,
I haven't seen that movie.
So the
it's
first
so good, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so since we're talking about like nuclear weapons, so the first atom bomb was that successfully dropped the Manhattan Project 2 hours from Roswell in the Alamogordo.
Alamogordo, yeah, I've heard that before.
Alamogordo.
And
Yep,
that
yep, yep.
was July 16th, 1945. So that was a couple years before Roswell happened, but that is
Yes.
it's a place where there's nuclear activity, and then
Avocado-shaped craft piloted by insectoid aliens crashing at the site of the first atomic bomb detonation. What?
okay, so I don't know
That's some
anything
Men in
about
Black
that.
stuff.
Okay,
That's cool.
There are a lot of different alien things. I tried to focus on Roswell,
Yeah.
so that's why I didn't want
Right.
us to go too far, because each one of these like different incidences could be its own research.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's nuanced, though, because I think that it really kind of tells a story
Yeah.
about, a huge stride in our technological advancement.
Yes.
Nuclear energy. No, not yet, really, but we're splitting the atom at this point.
We're in the beginning, the
and-
buddings of it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, and we had some very loud events that happened, like
Yes.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
And violent.
Yeah.
Loud and destructive and violent and damaging and
Right, and it's quite
All the fun
possible.
stuff.
I'm going to draw the lines for you in case you haven't heard this theory, but basically the idea is once we created the atomic bomb, we bombed Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and people theorize that if there is intelligence in other galaxies, they probably have receptors that
They
are
would've
sort of
picked up on
out.
that.
Yeah, and they're looking for big events, explosions.
That was the first
and-
time that they would have suspected.
Yeah, it's
something.
in a lot of ways it's arguably the loudest, biggest thing we've done, lot of energy. I mean, you're splitting an atom. Like we haven't done it since.
Yeah.
So they probably heard it and they're like, or their receptors picked it up and they're like, okay, there's something there.
Yeah.
And then all this UFO activity started to occur.
So I don't know if this is like splitting hairs or anything. So a nuclear bomb and an atomic bomb are different because the Manhattan Project was the first successful atomic bomb, or the fully. So like, when was the first atom bomb?
I hesitate to say. I know atomic
Ian
and
would be,
hydrogen
like,
are different.
Punching. Well,
Ask
what they dropped on
ChatGPT.
Hiroshima would not be the same, right? Or when did Hiroshima happen?
That was 1945.
Well, what day in 1945? Because the
I think it was a
Alamogordo was
Tuesday.
July 16th.
I got it right here.
This is the thing.
It was the 9th of August, 1945.
Oh,
We
okay,
dropped
all right.
2 atomic bombs.
Okay, so yes. Okay, never
Hiroshima.
mind. So yes, those were atom bombs. You were right.
Yeah.
I thought you were right, but I'm like, it didn't. Okay, for some reason
Atomic
I thought,
bombs.
Yep.
And sorry, what were you saying? Nuclear bombs?
No, you're good. You were right.
Which one's worse?
Don't.
They
listen
might
to
be
me.
the same thing. They might be
might be.
synonymous.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody's punching the
Let's
air
ask
right
chat.
now. We're good.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to make sure my
nuclear
dates lined up.
bomb versus
I care about
atomic
my fucking dates,
bomb.
man.
I think they're the same thing, but I guess I don't really know.
Interchangeably.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that's why I was
Okay.
confused.
I was
okay.
like, yeah, I
Just
think
like a
it's just
southern
the-
thing or a northern thing. I would call soda and pop.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sodies and poppies.
Yeah, it's
Some
all
sodies
kind
and
of
some
in the
pap.
yeah.
All
It's
right,
like
cool.
pick your poison.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a nuclear bomb or an atomic bomb?
The same thing.
Blow up
All right,
everyone
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but that was a good movie.
Yeah, Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer's
Good old
fun.
Oppie.
I haven't seen it yet.
I think you'd
Oh,
like it.
it's interesting.
Yeah. Christopher Nolan, so it's gonna be good and dramatic and Cassie.
Introspective. Interesting. There's some weird parts, and you're like, what?
There's
the
like
fuck?
one part that is you'll laugh. For
You'll
sure.
be like, Cassie liked this.
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Bestiality stuff?
Yeah, right.
No,
Yeah, I knew you were
fuck
gonna-
Fuck you. Yeah, no.
No, there's some like sexy stuff.
I
though.
don't think there's
Ooh,
any animals in that.
sexy.
I didn't
Yeah.
see any animals.
Yeah,
Benedict Cumberbatch.
but it's like, why are we watching?
No,
Why-
it's not Cumbersnatch.
It was a
It's,
little-
the other guy. He's weird looking too. He's a
weird
Nolan
looking.
movie.
I looked at a picture of him
what's his face?
earlier this morning,
Can't
actually, and alongside actual Oppenheimer, he looks very similar. Film. Let me see if I can find this picture.
Yeah, he's. I mean,
Yeah, this
Cillian
guy.
Murphy is strange looking. Like he is.
Oh, it is.
Like,
Yeah. I like him too.
Killian or
Trying to find.
Killian. Yeah, probably Killian.
Let's see. Oh, here you go. Yeah,
I mean, they have
See,
the
they
same
look-
hat.
they got the same nose, roughly. Like they did good.
He's got some
It's-
eyebrows.
it's
look
fine.
at look at
Yeah,
them
it's good.
brows.
It's good.
That's a strong
Yeah.
brow.
I mean,
Yeah, the
it
strong
was
brows.
done so well, and like the sort of trauma that Oppenheimer goes through is really the theme behind
Yeah.
the film.
His guilt.
Because like, do you know the story of Oppenheimer? Basically, he's like him along with other physicists were just working to basically create the first atomic bomb. It was like a race. But
Erasing the Soviets.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were. It was like either going to be the Nazis or us, basically.
Right. We
was the
needed to
ideas.
make it first.
We needed to do it first to exemplify dominance, or
Yeah.
assert dominance. And that way, we
Just
could.
like the space race. We gotta.
Yeah,
we're just
and now
like,
AI. Like it's the same thing with AI.
Yeah.
Like we probably should slow down, but if we do, then Russia could get ahead of us, or China could get ahead of us, and they could. I mean, it's really the grid. I think is the thing
We're all
of concern.
petty bitches.
Like
as
that whole
countries.
situation I described. I can't remember if it was for this podcast or episode 7, but the AI drones killing everyone.
That was the last.
That was last episode.
yeah, last
Okay.
episode.
Yeah,
45 minutes
and the grid
ago.
shuts down. Like that's a scenario that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if, at least I believe, which is scary, but
Well, I
Ready
think
for the worst.
we're headed towards some sort of world event, because there have been
Sure.
so many of these big world events, and then in our lifetime we haven't had that many.
yeah,
Like as far as that sets everyone back, we're kind of in one right now when you see
yeah.
just how people are living and things are getting really expensive, and it's just going to keep, unless something changes.
It's getting more
like
divisive.
groceries and things like that. A lot of people can't afford housing.
It's very volatile.
Yeah.
I would say it's volatile. Like it's just
Yeah,
it's
unless
building
something helps or changes, we're kind of heading towards something. Don't know what that is, but
yeah, it could be the AI equivalent of an atomic bomb being dropped somewhere, and I think that will probably bring UFO activity back too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a win-lose. In
I'm
a way.
sure-
Sean's like,
I'm sure something's gonna.
Yeah.
I'm sure something's
in
gonna
a
happen
way.
with the banks. That's what's gonna happen.
What's
Yeah.
gonna happen? Oh,
the,
banks.
The banks are
everything's electronic.
like all the information's gonna
Cryptocurrency
be
or something
gone,
just
and
gets
then
completely fucked. Yeah.
everybody's just fucked because all their money's gone.
Well,
and
so-
I would just love
like-
debt to be wiped.
Yeah,
do
there's so
that.
much debt. It's crazy. I mean, our country is in like a ridiculous amount of debt.
yeah,
Trillions and trillions of dollars.
mostly
So
to
stupid.
China, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump had this idea that China owes us money, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's right, buddy.
I know. He's
He's
cool
just
guy.
like, no, they owe us
Right.
money.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't think so, dude.
he knows what he wants is what it is.
Yeah, he's an interesting.
Don't be rude.
Sorry, man. Okay. All right. So,
Asshole.
oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was jumping
Anyways,
all over.
so the atomic bombs drop. We start getting this activity. I will address though that there's a lot of reports before that too.
before Roswell.
What is
Oh,
the
yeah.
what is
Oh,
the
yeah,
earliest
yeah,
like?
before,
The earliest one
recorded-
is 1450 BC. Yeah, there's.
Like they found it on a stone, ancient tablet.
Let's read. After conquering the ancient Nubian city of Napata, Thumos III had a stele erected at the temple of Amun beneath the Jebel Barkal.
Oh, the Jebel.
Outcropping the stele. Is it stele?
I don't know.
I don't even know what that
Describes
word
how
is.
a star came
If you
down.
click on
Okay.
it, it'll tell you what it is.
The star came down to set the fire of the Thermos' adversaries. I think this is like Bible shit.
It's a translation from something
Yes.
else. Just okay. So roughly,
A lot of these
something
are.
fell from the sky, and there was a circle of fire.
The Romans, I know they
So-
definitely had things. They had a lot of
What
stuff.
is this? What is a steel though? STE.
I imagine it's like a pole, just some sort of.
If you clicked on it, it would talk.
Well, yeah,
you
you can just click on the highlighted. But yeah, some sort of.
Central core of the stem and root of a vascular plant.
So the
Yeah,
pole.
I got a little bit turned on there. Consisting of the
It's
vascular tissue and associated supporting
Okay,
tissue.
another term for
slate.
stela, the archaeology.
Okay, yeah. So
No,
it's
that's
basically
a that's
Yeah.
different.
it's
Well,
like
this is what they're talking
Yeah.
about. It's like a gravestone. That makes more sense.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's just. It's probably one of those
A
way it's
recording of an
translated.
event.
Yeah,
oh, you're
yeah,
right.
yeah,
there it is.
so
There it is. A
Greek.
stone or wooden slab, generally taller.
The Greeks.
Erect,
Okay.
ancient
The
erection.
Greeks always erect.
Yeah, I mean, there's reports in the sky, and it's really hard to know what they were seeing because there's meteor showers back then.
Yes.
Also, no light pollution back then.
Oh.
So
Could you imagine?
I know.
Could
Could you
Fucking
imagine
Yeah, I can.
seeing a meteor shower
I fucking can't.
and having
I
no
want
and
to.
having no idea, like just like
I want
Oh!
that. Yeah, right. You're losing your mind. How cool would it be, too? It probably looks so much better back then.
I mean,
Yeah.
if the closest I've gotten is like out in Eastern Oregon, where
Yeah.
you're away from all the towns
That'd
and
be
all
good.
the lights are out. It's amazing. You can see
Beautiful, yeah.
side to side. You see the whole round Earth because I believe the Earth is round.
yes.
That's good.
And we
to
haven't
cover.
talked about the
Yeah.
flat earthers
It's
yet.
actually
But
more of
yeah,
a pear
don't wanna waste
shape.
my time on
It's
that.
actually more of a pear shape.
Fuckers.
The Earth is actually more of a pear shape than.
Is it a pear shape? I thought it was just a little bit like elliptical.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw a thing. What's his name?
Definitely
who's
not
the
symmetric.
who's the scientist guy?
Neil deGrasse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was talking about how the rotation of the Earth actually causes it to like come in. Like the poles are longer,
Mhm.
but like it's like actually more pear shaped. Like
Yeah.
the North Pole is like the highest point on Earth
Yeah.
when compared to like Mount Everest, like if you're counting distance from the core
Yeah.
to a point, Mount Everest isn't the tallest point on Earth because of the way it's shaped.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We're
Nice.
we're on a pear.
Somewhat.
A nice
Yeah.
juicy pear.
I think it contracts and expands a little bit too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it does.
We're flexible.
Yeah,
we're
it's
flexible
moving.
planet.
It's like it is a living thing in a way. Like if
Yeah.
like how do you define a living organism? Like the planet is kind of,
its own organism.
it's its own organism. Like we are definitely like things on the planet that provide agency for the planet to like become its thing, like
Yeah.
we create CO2, the trees eat up the CO2, they create oxygen, we breathe the oxygen.
Do you think
that creates
Do you think
life.
the aliens are watching what we're doing or what the planet's doing?
That's a good question. I love that question. Yeah.
It depends on how.
Like
how
do
important
they
are
do
we
do
to
they
it?
look at
Right.
like
Yeah.
are they looking at us as individual things or just another part of the whole entire ecosystem?
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Well, I think as humans, we look at ourselves as like the center of the universe a lot.
Because we have
Yeah.
the highest intelligence on this
and
planet.
like religion always points to this too, where it's like we are like God's creatures and all these things. So like there's like a weight to that where we think that we are kind of like the reason, and it's possible. Like if they're smart enough to get here, they're that advanced. They probably have a better understanding of what planets actually are.
Did we ever talk
Yeah.
about like how chimps are like 1% away from like human beings,
Oh,
like
yeah.
in their DNA makeup and stuff like that?
I don't think we covered that, but that's an interesting
Like
fact. Yeah.
the 1% but difference between chimps and us. Imagine a being that's 1% higher than us.
Well, how
And the
much
difference.
percentage
Right.
are like dogs from us? Because it's not that much either. I've heard the chimp one. I thought it was like we're actually like 1% is actually a lot.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like try to
Yeah.
imagine
Like a crazy amount.
a being that's 1% more. Like imagine a being that we are 99% of their DNA.
Okay, so what percentage of DNA? How far are we from dogs DNA wise? That's something. Yeah.
I want to say that I read something about like literally like a banana too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
From a
That's.
banana?
I think that's what
Ooh.
I was trying to think. Like
it's
how
pretty close
how far are we from a banana? Is like
from dogs DNA wise. Technical terms here. Humans and dogs are actually quite closely related in terms of DNA. Humans share about 84%. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go again.
That's not even 15%.
How close are we
that's
to
that's
bananas?
16%.
About the banana. BANANAS. Humans are about 60% of their DNA with bananas. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
It's crazy to me that bananas have DNA.
So imagine a being.
That's what
imagine
does that even mean?
imagine a being that we share 90% of DNA with. That's like higher than us.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
How crazy would that thing be?
I don't know.
We can't comprehend it completely.
No.
I can't
My
even
theory.
comprehend what DNA is, to be honest. I don't really know what it is. I just know what it looks like.
But apparently
It's
we
like
share
cool.
I
60%
think that's
with
what
banana.
all of us know. Really,
It makes a good
is what-
staircase.
Yeah.
Like, it's
We got
it's
a lot
always
of
like
it.
it's got some good colors. We got a lot of it. We need it.
Mr. DNA.
There's like something weird with the COVID vaccine, with the RNA stuff. It's messing with your. It's gene therapy or whatever.
I know what Jurassic Park taught us.
Frogs.
Yeah.
Right,
Turn
right,
the
right.
frickin' frogs gay.
Yeah, you just see.
Oh, that Alex,
filling in the
Alex
holes.
Jones thing.
We
Yeah.
need that. We need
Oh
that
my-
on there too.
I
Frogs
hate
are
that
gay.
guy
Turn
so
the
much.
frickin'
Hate Alex
frogs.
Jones,
But
yeah.
you know
Yeah,
when you hear "turn
we'll
the
get
frickin' frogs gay," that
Yeah, sure.
it makes you smile.
Yeah, he's crazy. That's pretty good, Alex
I
Jones.
like
Thank
the
you.
one where he's like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of retarded."
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, he's all like, "I got to tell you something. I'm kind of retarded," and
Yeah.
I'm like, "That's great.
Yeah.
I love that he said that."
I will say though, he kind of went through some mental health issues too, though.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like I hated the guy when I first saw him. I was like, this guy is everything that I don't want to be associated with.
Yeah, yeah.
But then it's like he got carried away with conspiracy. He went a little crazy.
He's
But
been
he was right about-
on some
Yeah.
things, which is crazy.
Like he was right about. I mean, he's totally right about the stuff with like agriculture that he went into. Like, yeah. Well, I don't know about the frogs being gay, but microplastics were a huge
technically-
problem.
Technically, he's not wrong. He's just. I think
Okay, I
what
don't
the
know.
frogs gay thing
I
was
also
like
don't
a
care.
pollution,
Okay.
right? That was going. Do you know?
Isn't it the Roundup? There
There was
shit
there
in
was
the Roundup.
pollution in the water that was actually making it so that they could would interchange their sex or something, and not necessarily making them gay. Just
I see. Transitioning.
I think so. I
They're
don't know.
just they're
look fully in
adapting.
that, but it was like he's saying it in such a weird way.
Well, you know what's interesting with
Because he's
the whole trans movement and everything, and I hope that anyone listening to this give me a little like
Grace,
leeway here,
yeah.
because I'm definitely not trying to down talk anyone that is like trans.
He's not an expert on the subject.
LGBTQIA plus 2. Did I say 2? The 2
Squared.
spirit. I think that's all of them. I respect all that stuff, but it's interesting to think that maybe like that stuff with the frog, we don't know what's really in our produce. We don't know what's in the products that we consume, like in our shampoo and everything.
Yeah.
There are microplastics and all those things. Like we have plastic in our body, and that's going to change our chemistry. That's going to change our DNA over time. We're going to evolve. So with this whole trans movement, that could kind of be part of it,
our brain chemistry has probably changed a lot over the last years.
It
I don't
doesn't
know.
sound great. I don't think it's good for us. I'm not saying that being trans is bad for you, but we could be, transitioning into a place where there are more trans
we're
people because of
constantly
that.
evolving as people.
Evolving.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And changing.
And
I
it's
only
literally because
researched
of our shitty
Roswell.
food. Yeah, I know.
I don't know anything about anything.
But anyways, yeah, so I mean, your argument though with the aliens being very close to us DNA wise, I guess I have one other anecdote on that. I think I covered this on the first episode, but I like to think about maybe aliens modified chimps, and just kind of sped up the process, and we're a product of some alien genetic experiment.
Some kind of test.
So we do share DNA with
Experiment.
them because they intertwined their DNA with the most advanced chimp that they may have found in some BC era or something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Aliens are just playing Sims. They're like, oh, these dinosaurs are getting out of control. Let's scale this back so we can bring in some people.
They're
like Zoo Tycoon.
let's see how long it takes for
pretty
them
much,
to do the atom bomb, and then let's see if they kill each other. Oh, they didn't. Okay, let's keep watching, because now they're working on technology. They got the internet. Okay, AI's coming along. All right, let's start showing up. Let's check out their military a little bit.
It makes me feel like the Truman Show that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I mean, we could be in the Truman Show. Totally.
We are just one big Truman Show.
Like that. That's why I love the USS Nimitz thing, because it's I think they're coming back. They know AI is
Tic Tac.
Yeah, because we got the AI fighter jets and everything. That was right around the time all that's happening. We were starting to develop AI to the point where it could pilot a jet, for example, or a drone.
But that happened. It happened in 2003, though. The events of that were released in.
Oh,
I think the Tic Tac was a 2003 event that they finally released the footage of, 2018 or something.
Yeah, OpenAI is definitely post 2010. I don't know when they first started, but AI was a late 90s thing when we started working on it. And then it only started to become problematic as it got more advanced. But yeah, I mean, in the early 2000s, there were definitely prototypes of AI that were promising. So
nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So there you go.
Back to Roswell.
Okay, so
yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, all right. You want me to go back? So, did you get to Roswell yet?
The Foo Fighters.
Do you know about that?
No, I just saw the Foo Fighters. I got excited.
Not the actual Foo Fighters. It's probably what the Foo Fighters named their band.
It 100% is. Yeah, David Grohl, he's a big UFO fan, and he named the band after this sighting, which I'm painfully jealous of. It's the coolest band name.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's based off of this sighting where in World War II, fighter pilots were literally flying alongside these things and shooting at them. Yeah. There's some claims that there were near crashes or anything. I don't think anyone died. But yeah. I keep messing with this thing.
And
okay.
I mean, still at this time,
you look stoned.
No, I'm good.
You're
I think you're glossing. I mean, we started talking about DNA and
Oh, right.
It just starts going.
It's all new information for me, so I'm absorbing a lot.
Yeah. This is like absorption mode for Anthony. Big toe knee.
I had my
Feel free to chime in.
burritos, so I'm nice and full.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're probably a little tired.
He's
Yeah.
digesting.
You had your carbs and you're just ready to take a nap.
You're good.
You could take a nap. That would be a funny bit.
I just go lay down on the ground. I just snuggle up.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
No, I want to learn more.
Let's do it. It's all part of the same thing. I hope you understand that. Like all this, like that. I think most people that are into ufology, like this is all part of the same. Like if you're going to talk about Roswell, you kind of have to talk about the trajectory of nuclear.
Where does the Iron Giant fall in place here?
The Iron Giant.
What's that one now?
Well, that was post World War II, right?
I
can't remember.
The Iron Giant was a movie.
Well, yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I just don't remember. Like that was during the war times, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I was pretty sure. I don't remember, but
Great movie.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, I think I saw it for my 7th or 8th birthday.
I remember. Yeah. We rented it.
I didn't want to watch it. I was like, but I ended up liking it.
Yeah, everybody else, like all
it's
the
like
other boys.
All my other friends wanted to
watch
watch it, and I remember we were at Blockbuster,
like,
which is another podcast episode.
I love Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. It's it's so easy. It's just like and we're gone.
So what happened at Roswell?
Okay. Well, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
There are a bunch of sightings, but also at this point, people are not comfortable saying it, especially in the military. It'd be super frowned upon to they're gonna think you're crazy.
Well, wasn't the
Things about
deal
aliens.
with
The government just doesn't want us to freak out? Isn't that what they do? They are like they don't need to know that information.
We'll get there.
So yeah, do you have anything on Project Blue Book? Because that's where my mind goes.
No, not enough. I know it started in the 70s, right? And then they stopped it, or it ended in the 70s. They say certain things.
So it all followed the Roswell incident. I think they had like some obscure government branch, but it like before Roswell. But after Roswell, the reaction was to basically create like a UFO department.
Yes.
And it was called Project Sign. And then the next year, it was like in 1949, then it was Project Grudge, and then it turned into Project Blue Book at 1952.
And they did disband that, or they stopped it.
Yeah, disband, yes. And then, but it always kind of floated around until it turned into A-tip.
Floated around.
A-tip. I forget what that stands for. Anomalous something. But then after that, once we came up with like the UAPs and stuff in 2016.
Yeah.
God, what's the new one called? With Sean Kirkpatrick.
Well, I thought UAPs was
also,
or the new
the
organization.
The now
UAP.
we're getting to modern days.
Yeah, I know we have to.
So
we got to go backwards a little bit.
Sean Kirkpatrick actually recently stepped down. And people are happy about this in the UAP community because he didn't seem like he was really doing his job. Like he kind of discredited every single UFO sighting and just said there's nothing to see, there's not enough data.
Kirkpatrick.
But yeah, so he was part of. God, I feel so stupid that I can't remember what this is called. It says
the Defense Department, but it's like
no, there's a department. Arrow, thank you. Anomalous. God damn it. I usually have this in my brain. Arrow stands for Resolution Office, an all-domain anomaly resolution office. There it is. Okay. Yeah. So what that means, they changed the name because all domain covers like underwater stuff, basically, because they had footage of one of these things. It might have been the Go Fast video where it goes underwater a little bit. You see like water like splash as it goes under. Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, definitely it kept going underwater, but it didn't change its like speed nothing changed. Yeah. No velocity change at all. Like it's just literally unchanged. So yeah, that's why they changed this to Arrow from A-tip.
From the tip.
Yeah. But long story short, we've always kind of had something in the government since Roswell to address the situation. But it feels like it's there to basically say nothing to see here.
Yeah.
That's that's always the story.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if it's Sean Kirkpatrick or Dr. J. Allen Hynek, like back in the 1940s and 50s, like they're just all saying nothing to see here.
Yeah.
You know, which is interesting because the people that aren't in the military and even some whistleblowers, they have some crazy stories, and it's like completely contradictory to the government. So it's like, do you trust these individuals that seem sound of mind and are risking their careers, or do you trust the government? It's like,
do you trust the government?
You can't trust the government. And
yeah,
that's what I've
so
learned.
It's like these stories are very compelling, like
Yeah.
Roswell especially.
Roswell is interesting because the amount of information and different recollections of the event. Are we there yet? We're there. Yes. Kenneth Arnold.
We've made it there.
That's
Yes.
who we talked about.
Yeah,
He's over
his
Washington.
report is incredible. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't hear about it that much. It's just kind of like, oh, okay. Well, because it was overshadowed like a month later.
Right.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
It is kind of, it's arguably one of the coolest ones, though, because, anyone that, like a pilot sees something, it's like, that he knows what he's seeing in the sky.
Yeah.
Like he's up there all the time, like he's not going to confuse it with like a jet, or I'm sure he's even seen weather balloons and missiles and, flocks of birds and all those types of things. Like if something stands out to a pilot, you should really listen to him.
The speed thing is a weird thing too. I mean, because he's used to being up there, I imagine. So seeing something that you're seeing, that's the fastest thing I've ever seen. Like, or I don't know if it's the fastest thing he's ever seen, but it was it seemed like it was traveling faster than anything could at that time.
So
what they thought. So
which one of these is like the Roswell?
It's the next one. It's
Anthony's
called
like
the Roswell incident.
Well, yeah, I'm like, I want to know that.
Okay,
unfortunately, there
event.
is one more, but we can skip over the Flight 105. That's
we
fine.
can talk about
but
it.
basically, there's just more sightings. Like,
this is just
it even
leading
says
up
here,
to it.
in 1947, prior to Roswell, there were 800 similar sightings. In Oregon and like Washington,
the
like
news
where we
just
live. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Picked that one up. That was like the first newspaper one that was picked up.
I fucking love that it happened here too.
The saucer, Pacific Northwest.
It's like this is like where they started.
I know it's kind of a magical, eerie area if you really think about it. But
yeah,
I'm getting in there. So the Roswell incident, but I'm kind of starting at the beginning. So it started with the. Don't know the exact date. I had kind of conflicting dates of when the rancher Mac Bozell found wreckage on his property. It was either mid-June to July when he found it. So he's a rancher. He's not connected. He's disconnected. He hadn't heard anything about the UFOs or the newspapers or anything. So originally he didn't think much of the wreckage he found. And then I guess he went into town, saw the stuff about the, what did I call it? Flying saucer. And he's like, wait a second, got to go take this. Maybe I'll go relook at that. I guess he went with his wife and daughter or by himself. This is where the stuff, you can't get the exact
it's accounts.
details. So it's just accounts of it. He told the sheriff of Roswell about the materials. And or he brought it out, some of the stuff to the sheriff, something like that. But then the sheriff there's also a military base, the Roswell Army Field, that is right there.
Corona debris right here.
So from the things that it becomes that he apparently has a saucer or disc at his property, along with the tin foil, the rubber strips, and they're saying like a thick paper type material. Yeah,
which is not to be confused with this picture here.
Yes,
this is the iconic picture.
I did get a bunch of those pictures. These are, well, I'll get there. But so what happens is he informs Colonel William Blanchard, who's the commanding officer of the Roswell Army Airfield, which we showed on the map just a second ago.
Okay, yeah, I'll bring that back in.
And then they read release statement. That's what I have on the thing is the newspaper article from the Roswell Daily Record, which I thought was interesting, and I read it. I got it in there if you wanted to zoom in on it.
Sure. Yeah. It's right here.
Yeah. So this was released July 8th, 1947. This is kind of what brought it all to everybody.
Right.
And originally, I read through this, and I read what people thought. I'll say originally, all the people in Roswell, it seemed like the majority of the people, they interviewed a few people, they kind of were like, hey, it's probably a military thing. That's kind of what they were saying.
That's fair.
They were like, no, we're not too worried about it.
They're used to nuclear testing already.
Yes. Yeah.
And they also
like really close.
Had,
they got the base. They had
these interesting other things
other
that were like, God, I was reading about. They had these other craft type things that were basically supposed to be. Here we go. Balloons carrying devices to listen for Soviet
that's
atomic
Project
tests.
Mogul.
Yeah.
But we'll get there because
okay. Wow, you really went deep then.
No, I'm
impressed.
Like, imagine you're at the beginnings of Roswell. That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get you at the beginning. So if you want to zoom in on that one article that says the no details of flying disc are revealed.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to zoom in enough.
Oh, you can't?
I'm at 400% right now.
Okay. I can pull it up on mine so I can read a little bit. There's
Cassie's turn to do a reading.
Yeah, do you want some reverb?
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Oh, I think I got it, but it's a little pixely.
Yeah, well, okay, I can't read that.
That looks bad.
But so essentially they this is when they say
Anthony's like, what do I do? I guess I'll just fuck with this mic.
Okay, so essentially the article doesn't identify the rancher. He's anonymous in this newspaper article still.
Okay.
Mac, who's the guy that found everything. The article states that he had a disc that was recovered, and it was Major Jesse Marcel that recovered it with his team.
Okay.
But they do say disc.
Yeah.
In this article. Yes.
Yeah.
And there are original reports, and you can
remember that.
I left lower part on the doc. There is an article or one of the documents, one of the FBI documents, that one.
Yes.
That was
Flying
sent
disc.
the 8th of, they put that in there. And I read through that. This is just one page of like hundreds of pages.
Yeah, you're getting to the meat and potatoes of the whole thing.
Yes, so I'm like, okay, so it's the interesting part. They did say flying disc.
Yes.
Why would they put that in there?
Military language.
They're putting that in there. You're like, what the hell?
This was disclosed through the
this is through the FBI archives. This, this is actually the can't remember what the act is, but the
what is the name of that act?
The Freedom of Information
Thank
Act.
you.
There you go. Yeah, that
ding,
one.
Ding, ding.
So yes, so you can get access to all these old.
That's how we got it.
Things. Yes, but I thought it was interesting. They say the object found resembles a high altitude weather balloon with a radar reflector.
Yes, ma'am.
Wouldn't they have seen those? Like, why would you?
Right.
Like, that's weird. Like, you should be familiar with weather balloons. They've been going on for a long time at this point. That was pretty.
It could have been someone eccentric. I will say that. Like, maybe whoever wrote this up. I don't really know how that works, but you know, the military is arguably messy. It's never been perfect. And it's possible maybe someone just, with the whole thing going on in 1945, they're just like, let's put flying disc in there for fun.
Well, it's weird that because it does get changed to the materials are just the foil and like rubber strips and paper.
They redacted it. They did.
Yeah, it says disc and balloon are being transported.
Mm-hmm.
So you're thinking, okay, and then the fact that and then other people are broadcasting and sharing information about the disc. They keep bringing up the disc. And then there was a more recently found newspaper. I didn't put that one in here because I forgot.
You're
but
good.
It is for the day after they essentially redacted what they said about the disc.
Correct. Yeah.
They're like,
yeah,
oh, okay,
that's the big thing,
that's
yeah.
not a thing. Then they're just saying that's when they were like, hey, this is a weather balloon, and that
then
is
they did the press release.
They did
with
the press
this
release
photo
5
right
days after. There's a couple photos. Yeah, I think I put 3
and
of
it's
them in there.
staged as fuck. I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's go do a photo shoot. Yeah, like, how about you just smile and you kind of like look at it, just.
Yeah.
It's so planned.
If you look in the document, I have the photos that they released. This was like 5 days after the Roswell incident.
Yeah.
In the document, there's more. They were trying to show.
Oh, you have it.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm going to.
Yeah, I got him in. That's Marcel, Jesse, the Jesse
guy.
Senior. Yeah,
He is a good-looking guy. Yeah.
That's the foil.
He's a married man.
Nice widow's peak.
Yeah, these are the ones.
Strong
that,
hairline.
Yeah, he's got a son at this point who's like 10 or 11. We'll talk about him in a minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, and then I can't remember these guys' names,
This
but
guy's
these
not
are
a looker.
These are the higher ups.
That might actually. No.
No.
Yeah, I don't like the way that guy looks.
No, these are the same guys, just 2 different angles.
Okay. Yeah.
They're just looking at it,
The fuck
those are
is
the
this?
pieces.
This looks like some like
Somebody's
woman's,
dog.
like
It's
or
a
like
coat.
a fur dress.
It looks like
It's
a dog.
fur coat.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like part of the whole thing.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's Pepper.
All right, let me get my.
Also, yeah,
Handy
like
dandy
it's very
notebook outta
specific
here.
language in the report.
shit.
I wanted to address, this sentence. The disc is hexagonal in shape and was suspended from a balloon by cable, which balloon was approximately 20 feet in diameter. That's very odd.
It's very
language.
specific.
Yeah, the hexagonal part throws me off because I don't think there are very many reports of a
shit.
hexagonal flying UFO.
Why would they throw all those details in there
Yeah.
and then redact it?
Yeah, and then just say weather balloon. Like
Yeah, they're saying. Well, I'll explain that later. They have the explanation, but I accidentally covered the pages of the. They started doing.
They have the
so
explanation,
go down a little bit.
Sean.
You gotta
Sean.
move.
What?
They have the explanation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm on board with. Yes.
Well, we'll find out. So yeah, this is just July 8th,
Fort Worth.
where they are. They demonstrate. Okay.
And what's going on?
Okay,
Hold
so-
I made a message on Discord.
shit. Get the
Where's
fuck
my
outta
Discord?
here.
Oh.
Where's my Discord? Okay, it's a meme.
Oh.
Okay,
Here
hold
we
on.
go.
Just a quick break.
Palette cleanser.
Thank you, Adam. Hold on. It's so quiet.
Yeah. I gotta turn that shit up.
Oh.
To a town that's right for me? Like,
It's stuck. Oh,
I'm not sure how I feel.
this is impending doom.
That's funny. I mean, he's doing it to himself. So.
Idiot.
Yeah, that's good. I made a slight quirk at Adam being woke last night, and it didn't go well.
it backfired on you?
A little bit.
Okay, so don't go to
We'll
this
leave it
one
at
yet,
that.
but go ahead and go up.
Okay.
Go up.
Ooh.
So that's just another picture. They recreated the weather balloon that they found. This was their recreation. They're like,
Why
see?
would they do that?
Yeah.
Right. It's like a whole.
They're like immediately. They're like photo shoot. Oh,
Yeah.
look, we can recreate it, and pretty much at that point, it shut everybody up.
right.
They were just like,
yeah,
all right.
they're gonna
The
trust
majority
them.
of people are like,
Well, back
okay.
then, everyone really had a
Yeah.
lot of faith in the government, and like with respect to those things, I think it was a pretty good time to be alive. Just thinking about the trust in government, trust in military.
Who else were you going to listen to?
Exactly. Yeah. I think it was a good thing that turned sour, obviously. But yeah. No, I mean, and this is part of the problem, though. I think this is why we're at, because the military clearly decided to cover something up. They would never have just made this demonstration of like, oh yeah, this is what we found. We're going to rebuild it just to show you what it was.
Yes. And they would
Yeah.
eventually they would have an explanation for why they did this and admit that the weather balloon story was a cover. Like,
who admitted that?
so that is
That's
the John Haynes.
Mhm.
That's the case closed Air Force 200-page document. If I have the link in here that has to that, we could listen to some of him. Yeah, that's
This one?
Yeah. So
C-SPAN.
yeah, you will probably have to skip around. I was like editing my
Think
own
of
version
Cocker
of it,
Spaniel,
but
the
I
Michael
thought
Scott thing.
it was interesting. So this is where you learn about Project Mogul, and that's their
Yeah.
reasoning for what happened.
This is what we want to watch? This
Yeah,
one?
yeah. Just
I don't know if I've seen this one, actually.
It's interesting, and you'll have to skip forward a little
Loading
bit because there's
ad.
a lady that introduces him. But in the beginning, he explains what Project
them looking
Mogul
great.
is.
Sorry.
So this is
What just happened? Whoa, sent us.
so
What just... Oh, okay, an ad.
so this is
Feeling
the cusp of the Cold War. We're having our Soviet standoff right now,
Okay.
or not
Cool.
not right now. Right, that's when Roswell happened. That's when that was the
Next
cusp.
week, 8 Eastern
Gotcha.
Time, 5
The
Pacific.
Watergate 25th anniversary.
Next,
Oh,
Air
Yeah.
Force report.
Yeah,
on the
you know, we're
1947
getting into something
incident in
good now.
Roswell, Nevada.
We're
Yeah.
going to the Pentagon.
I love public access television, too. It's so good.
It's pretty interesting.
It brings me to Tim and Eric,
and you
which I love.
You do have access to this report, and I accidentally downloaded that on my phone too. That's why I have no space.
Do you know where you want me to start?
When he pops up, so she's gonna introduce him. Yeah, there you go.
Right here?
He's an interesting
This guy looks
He's a
like
colonel.
he tastes ice
How much
cream
you want to do?
for a living.
Well, let's just play it. He's gonna explain. I think he talks about Project Mogul pretty much immediately.
Look at this guy, cleanly shaven.
Yeah,
He's got quite a bit of merit here, too.
he's the face, and
Yeah.
I found some weird stuff about it. I couldn't find if he was alive. He has an IMBD.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
That's
you
cool.
should. Okay, you should look at that because I'm like, what the fuck? And it's the same guy. I'm
what's this guy's
pretty
name
sure.
again?
John Haynes, Colonel John Haynes.
John. It might be a documentary, is the thing.
No, there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the thing. There. Sorry. Yeah, there. I think. Nope. With a Y.
Okay.
HY and then NES. Yeah. Nope. Brab, brab.
No?
Yeah.
Yes?
Or
Okay.
no.
Yes?
No.
No?
No. You have to write.
There
Colonel.
he is.
Colonel.
No.
Colonel?
Yep.
Okay. Now you're really getting me here. Colonel.
No. It's
Colin, it's
COL.
colonel.
Oh, thank you. Yes. What a stupid word. Fucking English.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. The top one.
Okay.
That's what I was like. Okay, so I don't know who made this, and you know more about the things of IMDb, but the description is him. He's also
Let's see.
supposedly,
John Hayes flew 343.
yeah, which made sense.
Okay, yeah. Well, you can just create an account for this type of thing.
Okay,
Actor.
but
Okay.
yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
There were 2 acting credits in 2010 and
Hamlet's
2015. And I was like, okay. There's no way of seeing him. I can't find his picture. So I don't know if it's real. I just thought it was funny.
But he's listed as
He's listing
cast.
as part of the cast. Yeah.
Let's see.
That's great.
Haynes?
He'd be like 80.
Haynes? Walker Haynes. I wonder if it's like his son is a filmmaker.
Maybe. I mean, he's in it. He should be in it too, right?
Shay Haynes, John Haynes, Marky Haynes. Is it the whole
A
family?
lot of hands
Yeah, he's
in
John.
there.
He's John.
Oh yeah. So
it
I
could
wonder.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really sweet. If this is like his son,
We're really
Uh,
going on a tangent, right?
sorry.
Oh shit, popping.
Oh, Sean.
this has happened.
What's
before.
happened to me?
It's okay. Hold on. It's probably MDB. It's okay. We're good now. It's when we have too many tabs open, the computer just has trouble kind of doing all the stuff.
We can get rid of the Michael Scott one if you want. The
That's
YouTube.
true. Yeah, YouTube's probably eating some shit up.
We'll leave the chat open. The creator of Pokemon, we can probably get rid of that. We solve that.
yeah, I can't believe we just like go
Yeah.
all over the place.
Okay, but yeah, that makes sense. It
John
sounds
Haynes.
like him.
Okay.
And
But
then
before we move on,
yeah.
sorry. I want to know if they're related.
well, they could be. I don't know.
Walker Haynes.
His dad's probably named John. Pretty generic name.
I feel like
guess.
Wikipedia would maybe know. Walker Hayes. Ugh. Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anything actually. All right. Well, I mean, there were a lot of Haynes in there though, so it makes me think that they're related.
Do I know if it's this? Well, if you go down more, there's also.
I can
Son
get
of
it
a
back.
bitch.
I can look into my history.
Well, yeah, because he also.
That's a whole other podcast episode.
Hold on, here we go. Here's the good stuff.
Right.
Oh, where's all the Pornhub links?
Oh yeah, that's my
Sean's
other computer.
On his phone.
Good on you.
That's right. Yeah, it's on my phone, and that one guy's waiting to post it to Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're like, have fun, dude.
I'm so disappointed.
You were like, oh man, I wanted to see what I look like.
It would have been really uncomfortable for everyone else.
I have videos of you jacking off. Do it.
Yeah,
post it.
Yeah, everyone.
Come on.
Like, come on.
I need to start my OnlyFans now. Just do it.
Am I the only one? It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Everyone would be more uncomfortable than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be
You're
hard
just
to
having
get
a good time.
job.
You're just like, yeah, look at me go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like applauding yourself.
It would ruin Cassie's life. It would ruin Cassie.
She doesn't have to watch it.
I don't want to.
She doesn't have to.
She would, if she didn't have breast
she just
cancer,
runs across
she would have,
it.
like, all of a sudden a tumor would have just.
Oh, jeez.
Time to die. Can't live with this.
God.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Sorry,
so
you wanted to go back
John
to
Haynes IMBD. So down like
this one?
that one. Yes,
okay.
thank you.
There we go.
So if you go
We're
down,
on track.
it's got
Calling
his
all.
acting credits, and then you go to the archive footage, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that is him. I couldn't. I didn't watch that whole
I know what I
documentary,
saw.
but he's in there as Colonel Hayes, and this is a and the Air Force, and this is a documentary that is about like alien.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this
Thanks.
is Corbell,
So-
I think. Oh no, James Fox. So
he's in this,
Yeah.
and I don't know if he's actively in it or they just use some of his footage when he's talking about
they
what it actually is. But
I've
I'm
seen
like,
this. It's been a while though.
that is so that gave credit to me that this is the same guy.
I think they actually did
So.
put him in. They got an interview. It's been a minute, but I watched this. I went through a huge phase like about a year ago, last summer, basically. I just watched like every UFO documentary. So all the James Fox and all the Jeremy Corbell were like the main ones. And then some of the Stephen Greer,
Nice.
which is just, that's
Our
really kind of
homie.
off-brand.
Yeah.
But it's fun in its own way.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's just kind of just give you a little bit of what John Haynes is.
Okay.
So he is right here. He's gonna this is in 1997.
I don't even know where this video went. I think I lost it.
Oh, okay, it's right there.
Yeah.
But this is in 1997, I believe, when this press conference is. In 1994, before I do that, the U.S. Air Force did officially say that the weather balloon was made up, and it was
A bunch of shit.
actually a spy device for previously classified Project Mogul, and that's pretty much what he says here. I just thought he was an interesting guy to listen to.
Okay, here we
he's
go.
a little theatrical.
I like that.
And
Well,
the
I
finding
mean,
out that
he
he
is
had
an
acting.
actor.
I know, the finding out that he had acting credits, I was like, not surprising.
This book tell you it's $18 and head for the door, but they're two armed guards right there, and they're not going to let me out of that.
I like the way this guy sounds.
Yeah, he sounds funny.
I
He
can
thinks
get on
he's
board.
funny,
Read
yeah.
my prepared statement.
He
and
could
then
be a
we'll
president.
roll a short video
Here's his prepared
that
statement.
Captain
Yeah.
McAndrew will talk about, and then I will answer some questions.
Thank you, John.
We're confident once the report is out and digested by the public
Yeah.
that this will be the final word on the Roswell incident.
Yes, sir.
I believe everything he
The first
says.
report left no doubt that what was recovered near Roswell, New Mexico in July 1947 was debris from a formerly top-secret Army Air Forces research project, code-named Mogul. Mogul was an attempt to acoustically detect Soviet nuclear blast and ballistic missile launches. Mogul used an odd assortment of equipment carried aloft by a balloon train more than 600 feet long. This balloon train consisted of 25 balloons, attached acoustic devices, and several radar reflectors, which looked like box kites. In 1947, it was the misidentification of these radar reflectors that is most likely the famous flying disc. Today, we're releasing the final report to address questions about alleged bodies associated
haven't talked
with the
about that yet.
Roswell story.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This report has 4 main conclusions. If you have your books, turn to page 3. We'll have a lesson. 1, Air Force activities
Yeah.
which occurred over a period of many years have been consolidated and are now represented.
I do want to stop really quick.
Yeah.
So I think that it was a good move to have someone like this that's charismatic a little bit.
Yeah.
This is the move here. You get
yeah.
people a little bit loose and a little comfortable
he does.
so that they can just brush it under the rug.
No, he definitely
Yeah.
loosens up the crowd
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the
lesson here.
questions
Yeah.
towards the end, he definitely has people like laughing.
It's
and
like,
everybody's letting their
let's all
guard
forget
down
about
a
it.
little bit. Yeah.
Yep.
He's also like it's weird they called the report case closed. Which is so funny. He's
Do you
just
have any thoughts?
he's like Anthony's like, I did not come here to watch C-SPAN.
No. I like this guy, but yeah, no, it makes sense. I'm just,
If
I'm
you're
a
gonna
little
cover it
tired
up.
because the 2 hours of sleep.
And the 2 burritos. You slept 2 hours?
Atlas was up sick.
Oh, I'm
Aw,
sorry.
buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was up
he
a lot
threw up
last
last
night,
night. We had
Yeah.
to change the covers and
It's all good.
You gotta
had
go.
to sit in. No,
Get out.
no, I don't gotta go.
He's just sitting in the middle looking good,
It's
you know?
okay. I know.
Yeah.
You're the eye candy while we watch C-SPAN.
Yeah.
That works. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. Like, we go back to the Phoenix Lights when we talked about that with the mayor and the guy in the gray alien
He
costume.
overdid it. He overshot.
Everyone's laughing and like, and nothing to see here. Yeah.
That was. I felt like he overshot that one.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
That was-
yeah. That was like you didn't need the costume.
It's a cool move. Like, I like the fact that a mayor could do that, but I just wish it was under different pretense.
Yeah.
You know, to do that type of thing. Like, because it seemed like a serious thing. That they,
a little more
know.
serious.
Yeah.
This is kind of, and also the fact that I don't know if this guy was alive at the time, he would have been like a child, like a teeny child. So everybody is reading, like during Roswell.
Other people's.
Yeah.
You're talking about who?
John Haynes.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. He like.
So this was released when?
That's true.
When
This
was
is 1997.
Okay, so that's years later.
Yeah, so this is actually almost 50 years,
50 years,
to the like it's 1 month shy of 50 years
guy's
since the Roswell incident.
Probably in his 50s. Yeah.
And also oddly enough, almost 50 years to the beginning of the Air Force.
To be fair, this was
Right.
a little while ago.
which started
Sean,
September
It's a good point.
of
Yeah.
People in
1947.
their 40s and 30s look like that.
He's
Back-
probably in his late 40s,
He
honestly.
could be 32.
No.
What are you trying to say there?
I'm saying that we look
Aging was
better.
interesting.
We look better at older ages now. That guy's probably 32.
Oh, really?
No.
You think so?
I know,
No,
he's
not
probably in his
seriously.
40s, but he looks like he's in his 60s. 50s.
Anthony's in a
Anthony's
really
so
weird
done.
mood. He's like in a weird mood. He's like, I feel like you're like a cat over there, just ready to like bite and scratch.
Just
and yeah, like what
knock
can
it
I
off the
fucking
desk.
tip over right now?
All right. I ran out of burritos.
I know you need some more burritos, dude. I think you had too many burritos. That's why you're tired.
You got the burrito high.
I haven't been eating a lot of calories lately, so
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
like 1,500 calories.
Yeah,
Get ready to learn.
To be fair, that's like half my daily calories.
right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I do think it was interesting that the Air
Yeah.
Force was established like right after Roswell.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There wasn't an Air Force before
we
that?
no, it was the Army.
Yeah, we had
Oh, there wasn't
There was
branches?
like air.
there was still
were people
air,
in
but
the air.
they split the
airplanes.
domains at
Yeah.
that
Gotcha.
time. Like right at that time.
Yeah, September 18th, 1947.
So it's very interesting because like whatever happened at Roswell, at least in my mind, whatever happened, there was a military reaction. And
Yes.
it wasn't just the reports. It wasn't just the weird like pictures, nothing to see here. It wasn't like any of that stuff. It was also the creation of the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, this domain is all of a sudden something we need to consider more seriously.
just the air.
Why?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like
Interesting.
why? It's not like our adversaries were flying around. Well, I mean,
Yeah, they were.
yes.
World War
Sorry,
II is a
that's
lot
so
of
stupid
flight.
that I said that.
Yeah.
But you know, like why wouldn't we have had a domain before? Is what I should have said.
Yeah.
You know, like
it
we
is-
split the domains like right at Roswell. Is that
Yeah.
a coincidence? Seems kind of weird. Like,
I'm sure there's a reason for it. I didn't look into it. I noted it because I was like, that's interesting. And
they started to put a focus on it. Yeah.
They're calling this the final word essentially on Roswell.
Right.
From the Air Force that wasn't established yet. They write the document with everything in it, and they're like, the case is closed.
Yeah.
That's what they're calling it, and that's what this press conference is.
Yeah, they just let it simmer down.
And I didn't even realize that until I watched it. I was like, wait a second, when did the Air Force start? And I was like, that's weird.
Let's get into
That's
some. Okay, so there's a concept here that I
Yeah.
want to get into, and I don't know if we're gonna get through everything, to be honest. But Cassie's like,
we're getting through my pages.
I mean, you're ripping over there for
I got
sure.
some.
You've
I got
got a
some.
lot, which is cool. But I want your take on this too.
Yeah. Give us the man's take.
The man's take.
The
Yeah.
toe man.
So, God, where the heck was I going? It completely flew out of my brain. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Like the Air Force.
Okay, so
There's a concept here I wanted to cover with UFOs, aliens. Oh, yes. Okay. So, if they are covering it up, why would they? Maybe they have a very important reason to be covering it up.
Roswell.
Or just the fact that we've made contact with a race in general. Like some interstellar species has contacted us, and there's a very important reason why we don't know.
And your question is why?
Why
would they keep that from
why
us?
would they keep it from us? And I don't know. I kind of speculate that maybe there's a reason why they don't tell us, because we could be just obliterated at any moment.
It's probably just because of mass hysteria.
Yeah, it would cause pandemonium.
Panic,
the whole thing, it would just, the world would fall apart.
Yeah.
I like to think about the stock market.
Imagine how much harder their job would be if everybody in major cities were panicking and freaking out and trying to leave all at the same time and locking all the streets up.
But yeah, think about COVID with the fucking toilet paper and paper towels. We couldn't manage the most simple things that everyone needs as a utility. People were just buying that shit up. That really exemplifies how we react to a disaster.
We panic.
Yeah. And this is way bigger than COVID. If it came out that there was an alien species, even if there wasn't a plan for them to destroy us, but just the fact that they could, which if they're getting here from another galaxy, they can. They can destroy us. That's a guarantee if they're getting over here. So, it's pandemonium. So it's interesting because just the fact of that, and just the fact that this is all a little bit fishy, it's I think that I always kind of lean to the side of yes, I do think that there's been contact of some form.
Yeah, I always think the government is...
They're obviously not telling us everything.
They don't tell us the whole truth, or they're
You're
saying...
so sleepy. It's hilarious.
No, it's just... Oh, what are you doing to me? Oh, no, Sean.
You're in a dream.
He's in his dream space. He's talking about the government and trusting them with the UFOs.
They got to keep things secret.
Yeah.
Or everything goes to shit.
I feel like I'm in the back of Anthony's brain right now, exploring his thoughts.
The government's
My
not
mind
back there. You don't want the government.
You want to know what's back there, Sean?
No, the back rooms of Anthony's brain.
Probably tasting someo's day.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple days at once.
Taste how your day was.
Ooh.
Yeah.
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 In your brain.
That's why they do it, though. They don't want people freaking out.
Yeah. And you're just chill out, dude. Have a burrito. I got one in my pocket.
Is that a burrito in your pocket, or are you just happy to see it?
I had 2 burritos in my pocket.
Yeah.
It's 2 burritos. I like that. So we leave an Anthony in stereo.
I guess.
Or in
I don't know.
Echo. We'll leave him in Echo
It's
land
up to you.
until he pops out of it.
Whatever you guys like.
That's all good.
As soon as your energy comes back, then you can have your regular voice.
Yeah. You can, though. You can take a break if you want. You can go, walk around or something if you need to.
No, I'm good.
You can go you can like go pet the wall,
I
like
love
do some
this.
workouts or something.
This is like the greatest dynamic. It feels like so we did episode 7. He was like all in, and then episode 8 was just like.
Anthony looks like he's at school right now, and we're teaching him a history lesson.
It is. This is Anthony at high school. This is how I imagine you were. The only thing that's missing is like a 3DS in your back pocket. You're kind of like playing it under the table.
Yeah, or a book that I shouldn't be drawing in.
Okay.
That I'm drawing all over.
Yeah.
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 You're just sketching pictures of penises.
Oh yeah. God, so many penis drawings.
It was just a long night. That's it.
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. I get it.
I am taking in a lot of information.
Dad.
There's some interesting parts. We don't have to watch this whole thing. It's 20 minutes. I watched it all.
We got a good takeaway though.
He essentially makes I don't know if he made it, but it seems like a student film pretty soon after this, just kind of breaking down Project Mogul with some pictures. And then he answers questions. And the questions at the end I thought were interesting because some of them are reporters asking me, like, has there ever been contact or like anything? And he's just like, no way. Like that kind of thing. And I thought that was interesting because now we have the proof and the admissions from the government with the UAPs. They're it's an established real thing.
They were lying.
Yeah, so it's like knowing that he's lying here. Knowing.
He's good at
unless he doesn't know.
Like, that's also true. We don't need to throw
it if he was lying.
He's a colonel.
We like John.
He is the fall guy, I guess. He's charismatic enough. He's interesting. He may not actually know.
He's a good guy. Yeah.
I don't know at that level if he would be shared that information. He's probably just doing what he's told.
It's literally, this is what Sean Kirkpatrick was accused of. Like, he's not quite as charismatic. He's more like introverted, smart type guy that he uses a lot of big words. Comes off like he's a little condescending, honestly, like about the whole thing. So, yeah. I don't know. I think that they're very careful with who they choose to talk about it, though. Like, they did the whole charismatic thing, and then with Sean Kirkpatrick, they basically casted someone that was just a little bit more standoffish about the whole thing. Yeah. But it's always the same thing. Yeah, it's just nothing.
He's making people laugh. When he's answering questions, he's like, ha, ha. Just like people are laughing with him because he's like, wouldn't that be ridiculous? Like, essentially, all these things would be like, I'm not keeping anything from you that you think we have. Like, just, and people are like, that does sound silly. Why would we ever believe that?
That's how you lie to people.
Yeah.
That's the best way to lie to a person.
They're like, no, this guy's reasonable. He's smiling.
Yeah. Just get him laughing, get him comfortable.
Yeah.
You know?
So I thought that was, he's just
casually gaslighting
you.
you.
It's just an interesting thing that.
Exactly. It's gaslighting is 100% what it is. This is textbook gaslighting.
For sure.
We do like John Hayes, though, and we don't know. He probably didn't have anything. He obviously had nothing to do with Roswell in the reporting.
No, he couldn't have.
Yeah. So
he's just reading a script.
Either,
he's a well-dressed official from the Air Force, and he's following procedure. He's declassifying something that he didn't write.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's just doing his job, but someone knows.
Imagine if he was reading it and he's like, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense.
Right, and he says it on the mic.
He's like, oh shit,
this isn't what I heard.
Oh shit, fuck.
You're like, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but see that then you go back to the panic. Like, people would even if that was the one thing, people would start to panic, I think. Because they'd be like, oh, flying saucers are real, aliens.
Yeah. It is weird that it took this long for them to be like, hey, that was a classified project.
A long time.
I like
50
how
years.
Blow over.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? That's what this was. And it's like, but was it?
I like how
I don't know.
Wear it down.
They're
with
just
time.
like, after so long, like, oh, we can just tell them the truth now. Let's just throw it out there.
The truth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because they can't do that. I mean, it sounds weird. I don't know if what Project Mogul really was. They have a bunch of nice sketches and pictures of balloons, lots of different shapes of balloons, and
right.
They're like,
it could be a whole cover-up thing.
Yeah, that's what he also says. He's like, oh, will you look at some of the shapes of the balloons we have? They look a lot like everything everyone's describing, those discs.
Yeah.
Look at all these shapes we have in here.
Look at all these shapes.
Yeah, he's like, case closed.
Yeah.
This is it. He thinks
you
we'll
muddy
never
the
talk
waters
about
a little bit.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit too complicated for people to, buy into. And then on top of that, you just slap a little stigma on top, make it so that whoever believes in this stuff is a little bit nutty, you know? And all of a sudden, no one's thinking about it because it's not acceptable, But yeah, there's been a shift recently too, which is so cool to see in our time. It's now okay to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're talking about it on this podcast, and I think that people, if people come across our podcast, this might be the most popular one.
All of a sudden, the lights go out, the podcast ends.
Yeah.
We disappear.
Yeah. Someone's listening. The Men in Black. Yeah. But, it's like people are interested in this now. This is, it's okay to look into it.
And honestly, if I were to describe Roswell before I did this deep stuff, I'd be like, okay, there was a vehicle crash somewhere in Roswell or near Roswell, and the government covered it up and a bunch of people witnessed it. That's pretty much. I didn't know about all these other things. I will go back to Jesse Marcel, who is the lead officer. Can't remember, the major, I think, who went to the ranchers.
I'm going to get rid of this if you're cool.
Yeah, you're good. The ranchers' property with his team to gather the materials. And he is in those photos posing with the...
Oh, okay, that's the guy that I said didn't look good.
No, he's the one you said looked good. Oh.
He's just like, look at this ugly freak.
Yeah, he's the hot one.
Oh, this is the rancher?
No, the rancher's not here.
Oh, sorry.
He's the major that went to and gathered everything. So essentially in 1978, he was retired. And once he was retired, he revealed that the weather balloon story was fake in 1978. And speculated...
No shit. Fuck.
Yeah, we found that out. But it's like... He brought it up in 1978, and it took till 1997 to say something, which is... Okay, but he at that time he did speculate that the debris were extraterrestrial. Yes, and on December 19th, 1979, he had an interview with the National Enquirer.
Yes,
and that's when he said that the foil could be crumpled and would uncrumple when you released it.
Right.
So there were descriptions about how the materials reacted, and this is from that man in that picture.
And that's George Knapp that he interviewed with.
Bob Pratt.
Oh, Bob Pratt. Okay.
Yeah, you're close.
Bob Pratt. Well, George Knapp usually is the guy that interviews people on that, but it might have been before his time. This guy.
Yeah. Football
that
player.
guy?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
that's rugby. It looked like
a part of this.
That looks more like rugby.
I guess it doesn't really matter.
1912.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was, and I think the Enquirer has. It's usually people consider it a false tabloid where people would be like, "I'm pregnant with an alien."
Now it is. Wasn't it kind of real before that though?
I don't know at that time if it was. Okay. I think but there have been real things in it, sprinkled in with all the fake stuff. There have been real conspiracies. I don't know if I'm right about this, but I do think there was the Epstein conspiracy, that came out.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it was Epstein. It was something like that.
Okay.
That we found out later was true that the Enquirer had, but I don't know. That's just me bullshitting.
The Enquirer was a technology news website that operated from 2001 to 2020.
The National Enquirer.
Okay.
Should not be confused with the tabloid-style public. The National Enquirer used to be in grocery stores everywhere. I don't know if it still is.
Okay, so you're
our grocery store correspondent.
What happened in the grocery store?
Our National Enquirer is still there?
Oh, there's so many magazines.
Sensationalized, often exaggerated, and sometimes fabricated
there's
stories.
Broken a few legitimate stories. Oh, okay, so John Edwards' affair. Okay.
Who's John Edwards? Is that a
He
president?
was a presidential candidate
Okay.
at one
Yeah.
time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was the psychic guy.
Yeah, his name is John Edwards too, but it's a different.
There you go. It's a pretty generic name.
Yeah, but not considered like something you would be reliable. And
I love magazines that say like the royal families are lizard people.
Yeah, that's
what
this
the
kind of
magazine-
magazine.
Yeah.
That's why people are
The
like,
Globe
oh, okay.
is another one, right?
The
It's
mole
called
people.
the Globe or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we have something like that at work,
Yeah.
but
There's-
nothing too crazy.
I remember when I was a kid,
I
it
love the
was
crazy.
crazy.
It's just
There
like
would be
royal
like
scandal.
had a baby with a dog or something. It would be like crazy stuff like that.
Oh, what was it called? Globe.
The prince's fingers are all fucked up. Have you ever looked at the prince's fingers, Sean?
Globe. Oh, Globe
Yeah.
is more. I
like
remember.
celebrity.
You know what I remember is Bat Boy.
Yeah, we have the Globe. Oh, Bat
Child
Boy.
escapes.
Hell
Look at
yeah.
this
Weekly World News.
He's so scary.
Now I'm getting my
That's
second
terrifying.
This is
win.
like before we had like really good movies.
I've bored Anthony to death with information.
Titanic
No.
captain found in lifeboat.
Ooh.
Oh, well, that can
See,
bring
it's
us back
fantastic.
because there's Operation Titanic,
Weekly World News is what that is. Okay.
which is
Got it.
part of World War II. I gotta
So-
go there.
Sorry, what are we doing now?
We gotta go back.
Okay.
We're going back. I'll finish
You're
up
doing
on the
good at
Mars-
roping us in.
on the Marcel family. I will finish up his son, who I said was like 10 or 11 at the time of the retrieval.
Got it. Yes.
So we're going back. He wrote a book called The Roswell Legacy. So he's gotta cash in on that namesake.
right. Yeah.
He claims that his father brought home some of the wreckage before taking it to the base,
Mm-hmm.
and he was able to touch it and mess with it, I guess.
Yeah. Do you
And
think
that
he,
Ooh.
he said that
Had some fun
he
with it?
he saw stuff on it that looked like symbols, or he thought originally were like hieroglyphics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In Wikipedia, they explain that as, oddly enough, the tape that a New York toy company had used for Project Mogul had the same symbols. Yeah. Yeah, you're
Where's
looking
this
at
like going?
Wait,
Well,
what?
It's like all red flags.
No, I know. They're saying that the Project Mogul,
Yeah.
you had a toy company produce part of
Yeah.
yeah.
You
So
don't
the
do that.
symbols of the toy company matched what Jesse was saying he saw as a 10 or 11-year-old.
Right.
So they're corresponding that to being, oh, it was just Project Mogul,
like the worst lie
to kind of
ever.
discard him. And I
Yeah.
was like, that seems really weird. But
Well,
yeah.
there's
Huh.
so the hieroglyphic thing comes back around to like with the another when we get into the Rendlesham Forest incident, which is I think that's my favorite UFO one. I might have said that about Roswell at some point, but Rendlesham is really interesting. That's the one where the guy like found a craft and like he saw hieroglyphics on the craft. Very similar in that regard. So just to sort of give a little anecdote there, it's happened in other scenarios too where there's like markings, and it would make sense to if it's a craft, there's gonna be some identification of some sort.
I just thought it was weird. I'm like, oh, okay. There's going to be a reason for everything.
Yeah.
The military will have a reason for everything.
Too, the toy factory.
It was a toy company that helped produce part of it, or the tape that was used. I'm like, what
Why are
the
you
fuck?
taping?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
I
Like,
feel
it's
like the
this
military
taped together,
shouldn't be
this janky shit.
Like if it's in the military, shouldn't you just be welding things?
Well, honestly,
Like,
and
what are you taping for?
this thing
It's
was
not gonna
supposed to
protect
be
you.
used to like detect Soviet sonar. It was like
Right.
supposed to be able to spy on everything. I'm like, why are you using tape? Like, just
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
It was just
I mean,
weird.
like weather balloon type technology, you do have to. I think you have to worry about weight quite a bit. Like they're not like putting up like big steel boxes, floating
No.
them through the air. So
I like the idea that our spy technology is just floating on a balloon.
right,
Just
yeah.
nonchalantly,
Spy
just
balloons.
oh look,
Yeah,
look,
but-
it's just a balloon.
with no
It's like,
control.
No, we're just studying clouds. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't worry about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is funny.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of conspiracies about it. I can get to all of them. Then there were the things where people started saying that there were bodies recovered from Roswell.
Yeah, there's a big thing on that.
And that wasn't, I think, one thing, that was what John Haynes also mentioned in the press conference, is that time kind of got condensed. And I would agree with that. Like, these things and these reports, they kind of got condensed to like a 5-day period when it was probably more like years apart. But we don't have like the concrete evidence. We just have word of mouth and what was ever written at that time.
For sure.
So that's why I was like, I thought the article was interesting because the newspaper, it's there like the day of. So I thought that was really interesting. Kind of the one weird explanation though is that the crash dummies were not used by the military until like 1952. Like
1952.
That's the guy Samuel Anderson. He invented the official crash test dummy in 1949, which would have been after Roswell.
Okay. Yeah.
But in the document I showed, in World War II, they did use dummies.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
That's what that picture was.
I was.
They
Niall
called them
showed
like
up at the door, so
that's
I was
okay.
a little distracted.
They called them
There
like Rupert or Ruperts, and they used those during D-Day, and they're about 3 feet tall.
Right.
And they looked
3 foot tall soldiers.
Yeah, they just would fill them with sand or whatever. Sometimes they would fill them with explosives and sound makers to distract people during war. Just, that kind of thing. So I was like, they did have dummy style things that they used. But officially, the military had that contract with Samuel starting in 1952.
Did the toy store make this too?
I don't think so. No, that was
I think I see some of the tape.
It could be. But yeah, it's just a weird discrepancy because people were saying before then that they were seeing bodies falling out of the sky or essentially like being recovered.
Right.
And prior, in a gross way, people before they got the crash test dummies, they did used to use cadavers and pigs and other things.
Somebody's just flying around up there dropping people. Just dropping things.
Yeah.
Right.
Some poor guy's down there in the fucking desert, and he's halfway drunk. He's just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
His body's dropping from the sky.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I nailed it.
That's pretty much what happened.
Wow. I'm getting better. Okay.
Yeah. But it's weird. Yeah. I don't know, because people were claiming to see these humanoid things before they were invented or used by the military. This was what was used during the Roswell time. This would have been kind of what was used.
Do we have any testimoniums?
For what?
Should we look up people on YouTube that have, like stories of their alien encounters?
Well,
let me
we could at some point.
I'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, so basically what we're saying, though, the TLDR here basically is like bodies were claimed to have, like, there are claims that there were bodies in these craft. They were like very small, like 3-foot creatures. That's from what I've heard. Yeah, it's like they were 3 feet tall.
And these were standardly like 3 feet.
So there's like
if they saw,
yeah,
and also, but the disc or what was recovered from the ranch on Roswell was something that fit in like the trunk of a car. So
also weird. Yeah.
And one of the guys that said that he carried it, it was wrapped and he never opened it. The thing. So there's a lot of weird things, and it's a big lapse of time. Yep. That we can't really get back. I just wanted to cover a fun kind of conspiracy. There's so many, but this one was interesting.
This is her favorite.
Theory. Yeah. This was from a book of the Area 51 Uncensored History, America's Top Secret Military Base. So this was about Area 51. But essentially, this was explaining Roswell. So this was from, it was essentially Joseph Stalin did it. It was.
He did it.
Yeah. So
Joseph Stalin?
Yeah, so
Stalin did the whole thing?
So Stalin, yeah, it was Stalin the whole time. So in theory, a Nazi doctor had invented this plan. And what they did is the Soviets took and made deformed children. They deformed children so that they would look like aliens in this
Wait,
theory.
they took real children?
Yes.
I know what you're
Yes,
that's
they deformed.
fucked.
And then they deployed them in aircrafts.
Right.
Over New Mexico
this.
so that
Yep.
the kids would climb out and be thought that they were from Mars, and then panic would ensue.
Okay. Yeah.
That was the plan.
But they did do some fucked up shit in Russia where they like
Deformed children.
They deformed children.
Yes.
There was children
Yeah.
deformity. Like I don't know if this guy took part in that.
Oh, you know Stalin did.
Yeah. He's down with all that fun.
Yeah. I would imagine so.
But yeah, this was from an unnamed
crazy?
source. So
Yeah.
the author of this book was like a Pulitzer Prize winning lady. She was a credible person. The unnamed source was supposedly an engineer at Area 51
Okay.
who gave this information
Oh, yeah, okay.
about the Stalin plan from the Nazi scientists.
It's all so messy.
It sounds
was like-
really plausible too.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh
Like
my
when you
God.
said it, I was just like, they would do something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, over New Mexico though, that seems like a really weird place.
It does sound like a weird place because
Yeah.
there's no population to panic there.
Well, there was enough.
Yeah.
And for Roswell,
Well,
it's like enough crazy like country bumpkins.
Yeah, and I mean, my argument too, it's like that's where you want to land if you're crashing on or just landing on a planet as an alien species.
Yeah.
You want to land somewhere that's like kind of open. There isn't like a lot of evidence of civilization.
You'd think if Stalin wanted to create panic, it would be in a major city where they've got some...
That's also a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't seem like something that he would do. It seems like logically it would be an alien race in some ways that like it makes sense. All the pieces kind of fall into place for me.
Yeah.
Weird
location to do it.
Honestly, the if that rancher hadn't seen like the news articles for the discs, that stuff would have just stayed on his land. So there wouldn't have been, it wouldn't have become anything because originally.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Man.
So it's like.
Just imagine.
And I'm also thinking that if this is a top secret program, don't they know where all these things are? Like if this is a top secret project, you've got trackers. Like you can track things.
Well,
at this point in
arguably
time.
there's a couple private organizations that they don't talk about it obviously, but there's a lot of speculation. There's like 3 organizations that supposedly have crashed crafts. One of them is actually I don't think I could pull out any of the names out of my head right now, but I know that there are a few. One of them like stemmed off of Boeing, which is interesting too. There's like something about that. Yeah, but they're just like private industry, like super rich people that just keep that.
I did see like
hush-hush.
Elon Musk's name in there as like part of the. Yeah, there's a
For
like
sure.
a couple of billionaires that have like their hands in these type of things.
I'm not sure if Elon Musk is part of that. I actually
I don't
get the
know. I just
impression
saw
he
his
isn't.
name in one of the things that I was
good old
researching.
musky boy.
It could have
Yeah.
been in the research part. I could see him being curious about these things. So.
Yeah, I did. My opinion of Elon Musk kind of declined recently.
Oh,
cool.
really?
Yeah, I just saw a tweet that I was like, all right, this
What
guy's a little gross.
What do you tweet?
He was just cracking. There's like this like liberal woman that was like arguing with him about politics, and he basically went on Twitter and he's like, all right, you win, I'll put a baby in you, I'll watch your cats and stuff.
What?
Yeah. Because he's basically doing that like passive aggressive male thing of like, I understand why we're arguing. It's because you want my babies. Like, let's get through the arguing and just let me, fuck one India. So when I read that, I was like, all right, this guy's a psychopath.
Yeah.
He still makes cool shit though.
Next time I'm going to do a full-on pros and cons list of Elon Musk. That's my plan. I do have a...
Oh, really?
I
That
want to
sounds
do
fun.
a full...
Do we
Sounds
have
like a fun game.
Do we have a
Elon Musk.
whiteboard?
I have a big one.
Yeah,
I know,
let's
but
do
I am,
like a full evaluation, an
Yes.
objective evaluation, and see where he lands.
Do you
want to
evaluate together, or each of us do our own evaluation and come and
I just
bring
think
our
we
own
need
info?
we need to bring all the evidence together and just
Okay.
kind of see where he lands.
All right,
for
let's
us.
do. Okay,
you know?
we'll do our own
Because
deep
it's
dive.
like, I mean, very rarely do you have such a dynamic personality. I guess you could argue Trump's kind of in there, but he hasn't done a lot of good for anyone.
I don't know. We could try.
Yeah,
I could try.
I think at least Elon Musk has contributed to society
We'll
in a
find
really
out.
meaningful way.
Find out on the list, pros
Yeah.
and cons.
Oh, interesting.
And then if
you don't think
if he fails, we take him out.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Pull the trigger.
Yep.
Cool.
The Great Terror.
I love how people are like into the idea of Elon Musk being an alien too. That's so funny to me.
If he was an alien, he'd be creating much more advanced things.
Maybe. I mean, they want to ease you into it, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's obviously ahead of the curve, but just enough.
Yeah.
Just enough to push everyone else to try to catch up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got one last thing, and then we'll kind of do our verdict.
Cool. Sounds good.
Okay, so you know about Glenn Dennis?
It rings a bell.
Yeah, he did a lot of
No.
interviews. He did like an Unsolved Mysteries episode.
Yeah.
And he was a former mortician, and his interview was in 1989, in August of 19. And he claimed 4 or 5 phone calls came from the airbase asking about body preservation, small hermetically sealed caskets.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also claimed that he knew a local nurse who had done an alien autopsy, that kind of stuff.
This
Yeah.
guy ain't lying.
That
guy ain't lying. Look at this guy.
lying.
He is?
So
He doesn't look like a liar here.
see, but I want to listen to his interviews, but the nurse, he gave a name, and then they went and they researched her, and she didn't exist. So they confronted him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I lied. I made up a name." I don't know if, and also he co-founded the UFO Museum in Roswell.
Oh, that's problematic.
So that,
Yeah.
and the fact that he did so many interviews and so many TV appearances, he probably wrote a book too.
What did he co-found?
Oh, Glenny.
The UFO Museum in Roswell. Shit, we didn't do any of the Roswell stuff yet for Anthony. Anthony's gonna come in with his Roswell information.
Mine's just a little bit of fun for the end.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
I guess there's one last final thing. My Glenn Dennis takeaway was that he was kind of making it up.
Right.
And wait, go back to how old was he?
He was born in
when was he?
1925, so he would have been in his 20s.
Okay, wait, no, 1940, he was working a part-time. Okay, so he was 15 in 1940 at the funeral home.
Yeah.
So in 1947, he would have been early 20s. Okay, so the time he would have been old enough, but I don't know. The fact that he was lying
early
about other
20s.
things, and it does seem like he liked being on TV.
Yeah.
Admission's only $7
Well, let's
to
go.
the museum.
It
I
would
would
be fun
go.
to
I
go.
would go.
It would be fun to go.
Yeah.
I was talking to you before Cassie got here today that I drove through New Mexico to like Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And there's just like a vibe you kind of get around there.
There's
Yeah.
alien. Look at that alien.
Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff. Like there's a lot of awareness of what happened.
Yeah.
But like I'm a very like energy person. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I feel things in people, and like they're not necessarily here, but like I can like tell things are happening like in other places sometimes when I shouldn't. And that's I don't want to go any further into that right now. But yeah, I mean, when I was in New Mexico, I felt that.
You felt that.
I felt like some energy. Yeah.
You felt that shit.
I want to explore that.
That's what she said.
That's a good button. There you go.
Yeah.
Good.
I've been waiting to hit that button. I've been eyeballing it,
It's a good
trying to
one.
find a good point in time to hit it.
It's very good. Yeah. Oh God, we got to get Ace Ventura in there. Just Jim Carrey in general.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. Get some of those. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. If any other movies come to mind or anything, let me know. I'll try and get some drops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
All
put
right.
it on the old Discord.
Got
Do we
something
want to
to
do
say?
your like final anecdote? Is that where we're at?
Oh yeah. Well, like what are your feelings about Roswell? Do you think that there actually was alien activity? Like what are you thinking?
You want me to answer first?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so we made the atomic bombs. We dropped those fuckers.
Yeah.
They noticed. They came to check it out. Something went wrong, or it was their plan to crash something. I don't know what that part is, but there was definitely contact. And the military reaction that makes perfect sense. You know, splitting into the Air Force right in 1947. Like, they obviously started to consider the air as a more serious thing, and that's part of, like, the split. There might be someone that's more there's definitely someone more well-versed in, like, military history that could maybe justify it otherwise, but it's just kind of interesting that it's right in that window when Roswell happened, and there were, like, 800 sightings prior to Roswell of these flying discs. Like you said, in 1945 with that private pilot. It's just
that was still 47.
Oh, you're right. That was 47.
Yeah, it was a month before.
There was something in
Roswell.
45 too, but really the whole year of 1947, I would have loved to be there because it just seemed like in Oregon, like all of like the West Coast, and then a little bit New York or New Mexico, Arizona. There's like stuff going on there.
Yeah. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Like now.
Bathroom break.
I gotta do bathroom break. No, you can keep going.
We can't keep going. We gotta wait for Cassie.
I guess I could just keep it going, keep it cruising.
Do you know if it's still filming?
Yeah, it's still filming. I could check, I guess. We'll leave this as part of the podcast.
Yeah.
You gonna fill the dead air with something?
Yeah, I'll just get in real close to the mic and
do some ASMR.
just breathe heavy into the microphone like I've been doing on and off throughout the podcast.
Actually, it doesn't look like it's recording.
Oh, fuck.
Storage full.
Figures. Do you know when?
No, not at the moment.
Yeah, well,
I could probably grab my phone though. Here, let me grab it. This video thing is really hard to do without cameras.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really hard. Like my phone is constantly full. It's difficult. Yeah, I think we need to invest in a camera or something. At some point. Yeah, because
some kind of storage.
It's really difficult. Like we got the sync issues, and like the battery dies, the storage is full.
Is there anything we can plug into it to make it better? I don't know. I don't know what plugs into phones anymore.
You mean for memory?
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that with an iPhone.
They're all internal memory that you can't put a...
I think it's all soldered in for iPhones. Yeah.
That's garbage.
Well, Apple just likes to be that way. Yeah.
Yeah, because they want you to buy the more expensive one to have more memory.
They want you to commit ahead of time. Like, same thing with this. Like, you can upgrade the... What can you upgrade? Shit, I should know this. You can upgrade something, but most of it is soldered in.
Yeah.
I think it's the RAM. You're like committed to the RAM. Can't upgrade that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's right. And then you can expand the memory, though. Like, you can have more storage.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the RAM is what you commit to with it.
And
you can't, like, swap out your CPU or anything like that. It's not like you know, a modded computer or anything.
Nah.
But at the same time, it's just like so clean. It's all one package. It's like everything in my phone is connected to my computer, and it's like this ecosystem I don't really have to think about.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect for like music, recording music and stuff. I'll have like a song idea. Just kind of, I'll sing it or whatever, put it into a voice memo, and then I can have it on my laptop immediately, and I can put it right into a project and like try to write a song. So,
nice.
Yeah, it's just nice to. I know Android has that, and like there's ways of synchronizing with Windows. There's all kinds of desktop clients that could do that.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit clunkier. Like,
Yeah.
I think that Apple is a little bit smoother with all that stuff.
Yeah. How much would what kind of camera would you have to get?
I mean, anything that would have enough memory to like, because that's the main thing, really.
I don't even know.
Like,
I don't even know what I'll be looking for.
I don't know. Just look up like what a decent podcast camera would be. I mean, I have a GoPro which does 2K, or no, it does 1080. And it has about 2 hours worth of storage on the SD card I currently have. We could obviously get a bigger SD card, but
Top 10 cameras for podcasts.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
the Sony ZV-1F vlog camera for
get
content
you the
creators
Sony
and vloggers.
For sure.
But that looks it'd be more like on the move.
Yep.
I don't know.
Sounds like there's a situation going on.
I hear dead people. They're not dead.
The last time we had like a bathroom break for these podcasts, I was really hoping that like later I would watch the footage and like see something or hear something.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we were all out of the room.
Yeah.
I was really hoping.
Oh, like it just picked something up?
Yeah, like a ghost or something. Would have been incredible. Can you close that window? We'll have to wrap it up, I think. Yeah. My phone storage filled.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so we were talking about cameras and stuff. I think we need to do that at some point. If we're gonna.
They don't seem too spendy.
Can we just get a camera? Let's do it.
I think so. I think we got to like.
We'll look into it.
We can look into the logistics of that and kind of figure it out.
Can we? Do you want to do the Roswell the stuff next time then? We'll do it. We'll start with that.
That'd be good. Yeah, we could just
start with the fun.
Yeah, I think so.
And then we'll do our Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might even be able to find more.
The Musk off.
Before next time.
Nice.
The
that
Musk
sounds
off.
good. That sounds like fun.
The
Yeah.
Musk off does not sound fun.
Like that. Musk off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds dirty.
Right.
Musk on. Yeah. Okay. So long story short, I think it all happened. Yeah. What about you? For Roswell.
I think it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
You're more speculative.
I am more speculative. I would like to hear more interviews of eyewitness people, because there are people that witness, like, saw lights and things like that while that was happening, like the Roswell crash.
Right.
And even in the article that happened on July 8th, that one, there's a couple, the Wilmots, they bring up a story about how they were both sitting there and they saw like a saucer.
Yeah.
And
that's hard.
It's weird because, and then in the article at the very end, it does say that they admitted to this account like minutes before the Army put out their flying saucer thing. So it was like right before for the article.
Interesting.
So it's like, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of weird things, but yeah,
something's
there's
going
something.
on.
There's something.
It's not just all us.
And I don't think it was the Project Mogul. I think 200 plus pages of information during the debrief, they say, just read through it. Just read through it. You'll see all the evidence. It's like, who's reading that? It's just garbage, like stuff spat out with sketches and photos of guys standing with stuff. And it's like, and measurements. And it's, it's stuff that's just going to get people going, oh, they're all going to look like Anthony. And like, because everybody's drifting off. No one wants to pay attention to it. So it's like, here's all the evidence. Here's everything we have. Almost 300 pages of boring stuff.
Right.
So it just to distract you or be like, well, here's your reason. Read it if you care.
Yeah.
So that's kind of,
well,
I don't know.
I mean, well played.
There's definitely something.
I hope that if they're doing this, it's not maliciously. I don't really get the impression that it is.
The aliens or the
no,
government?
that the military is hiding this from us maliciously. I think that they are hiding it, but it could be just because of the whole idea of panic and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, and then there's the whole point of like nowadays they're starting to sort of let
ease us
things
into
out a
it.
little bit.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to do what I think they wanted to do in 1947, but didn't really have the tools in their tool belt, their toolkit.
Yeah, it would have
So,
just been panic. And at that
Yep.
time, there's no internet. Things would get misconstrued a lot.
Right.
It'd take a lot longer for people to get information. You
The
know how
correct
the
yep.
telephone theory and everything gets
Yeah.
messed
So-
up. It would get worse and worse, and there could be panic.
Yep.
Especially there was panic with the Cold War stuff, and World War II had just ended.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody's on
Yep.
edge.
Everyone's
you can't do that.
worried, and that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Everybody's
a really
scared.
good point.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't there, so I
that's
don't think
actually-
about it. But it's like, yeah,
That's a huge thing. You get over this war as a country, and then if something like that happened,
yeah.
of course
they're
you're going to
protecting.
cover it up.
Yeah.
Of course.
I
They're
like-
not ready.
I
Yeah.
like the idea that they're covering it up, but they're covering up something really dumb, like Jimmy at
Fucked a
Area
goat.
51. No, he's just like throwing dummies out of a plane and shit. He's just doing really stupid shit, and they're like, "God damn it, God damn it, Jimmy! Now we gotta fucking cover this shit up.
Right. Yeah,
You want us to look this stupid?
Right, yeah.
Damn it!"
You know what? That's an
I like
Archer
that
episode.
theory.
That's what that
I
is.
know.
It's totally like Archer
It
gets
is.
drunk.
Now
and
we
he's
gotta
like,
tell-
you motherfuckers! Just like
Now we
toss
got to
it
make them think it was aliens, but
Yeah.
make them not think it's aliens, and just so we don't look fucking dumb.
Yep. Yeah, that's totally
top secret.
Yeah, that's
That's
fucking
that's
ISIS
where
right
that's
there.
where my brain goes. That's where I would want it to be.
I appreciate
That's what I
that.
want.
I get into
Yeah.
that.
As
Nice.
much as I
I think you're wrong, but
no, I'm wrong. I just like the idea of it.
yeah, it's funny. It's great. Yeah.
Because
There could be a little of both too, though. You
yeah,
know?
I
Both
I
things.
completely believe that we can't be the only thing here in this universe, but
Yeah.
I really like the idea that Jimmy's fucking around, and they're just like, fuck
Yeah.
you idiot.
That's the thing with life. I mean, it's like everything is always happening. Like I think that all the things are happening. Anything that can happen will happen, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's how we wrap this up. Cassie's hitting her head on the headphone,
Yeah,
the microphone.
God damn it!
Yeah, we did 2 podcasts in a row.
Yeah.
Put it in the pocket. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty tired too,
I'm
actually.
feeling it.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us.
We did it. I think we covered Roswell pretty well.
We'll have more
It's
next
pretty
time.
good.
I mean,
We didn't
you
do
did it.
any of the interviews or any of because
I
there's,
know, you
there's
probably
so
had more.
many of that. Well, no,
Yeah.
I didn't do that because I was like, I gotta screen record things and edit, and I was like, I can't do that. So
Yeah.
just
It's
the
okay.
written, the
Working
written.
out the kinks.
We got it, and we're gonna come back, and it'll be more goofy next time. We'll start out with some more fun,
Cool.
maybe some information. We'll get our musk off.
Musk
Or our
off.
musk on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
That should be what it's called. Musk off or musk on.
I like that. I like that. All right, Anthony's done. Okay.
Let's go.
Bye.
Woo! Amazing. Dun, 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 dun. I do love this little hedgehog.
Yeah.
It's cutie.
I was looking for the oh shit
Oh,
Tourette's guy.
yeah, it's that one.
Do we shut this off, or it goes off automatically?
Go ahead. Hit the play.